right, here's an important question before the House. Why are taxes important? I don't think there's enough discussion of taxes. Anyway, let's ask my great friend Art Laffer, former Reagan economist, Presidential Medal of Freedom recipient. And here's the key. He is the author of the brand new book, Taxes Have Consequences. Arthur, welcome back. You know, Art, there's lots and lots of talk about the energy problems and the overspending problems and the regulation problems. Sometimes I think we're not focusing enough on taxes, and we have a stagflation. And I wanted you to just give us, as only you can, a primer. Why are taxes important? What are the consequences of taxes?
Well, you know, Larry, if you can, I mean, taxes are a huge portion of our lives, whether it be federal taxes, state taxes, local taxes. They're just a huge portion of our lives, and they really do direct things. Taxes are a negative incentive, and people try to avoid paying taxes. Now, there are lots of ways of doing that. You can use evasion, avoidance, underground economy, tax shelters, omissions, credits. All of that stuff happen, or just going out of business or moving to a different place. And what you see these taxes do is they really, really, really do affect people's behavior. Now, we focus very much in the book on the top 1% and the very highest tax rate. And what you find is it's just shocking how clear it is. Every time you raise the highest tax rate, the economy underperforms. Every time you lower the highest tax rate, the economy outperforms. It really does over a long period. The 30s, the 40s, great underperformance. Then the Kennedy go-go 60s, which you wrote about, Larry, and were very much in, and the roaring 20s and the Reagan period, you know, all of those periods were very high performance under Trump, way above expectations with Trump. And then what you also find, Larry, is amazing. Whenever you raise tax rates on the top 1%, revenues from the top 1% go down. You know, the people do earn less. They do earn less, but what they do earn, they shelter. So you really get a very sharp drop in revenues when you raise tax rates. When you lower tax rates in the top 1%, they pay their taxes. They don't shelter as much. They earn a lot more with dividends and capital gains and all of that stuff, and they pay a lot more in taxes there. And lastly, that's really important is when you raise taxes on the rich, the poor are hurt the most. So, you know, if you think the Great Depression, which was caused by taxes, if you think the Great Depression helped the poor, the minorities, the disenfranchised, you're crazy. The Great Depression and also World War II were horrible for the low-income families. Real wages and consumable products in the World War II, Larry, were lower than they had been almost a century earlier. So you look at all these patterns there, and it's just amazing how those patterns continue time and time again, yet you still see Bernie Sanders, Elizabeth Warren, AOC, tax the rich, the top 1%, all of that stuff. It just doesn't break. Then we go into the states there as well. Those states with low taxes way outperform the others.
Hang on one second.
I could just go on and on.
No,
taxes really drive this economy, Larry.
I understand. And believe me, I'd like to have more time. But I just want to go back. You were mentioning my favorites, Bernie Sanders and Elizabeth Warren and so forth. Illuminate for us briefly why raising the top tax rate or the tax rate for the top earners hurts the poor. Just give us a moment on that, please.
Well, if you raise the top tax rate, you lower the incentives of the highest income earners, the job creators, the entrepreneurs, all of these, by a disproportionately large amount. You really reduce the incentives for a very small increase in taxes, and they spend their time finding tax shelters, tax lawyers, accountants, deferred income, and not doing business. And if I can go back to your favorite president or close to it, John F. Kennedy, the best form of welfare is still a good, high-paying job.
Yes.
And there's nothing to help the poor more than a fast-growing economy. They do really well. The unemployment rate drops, the broadness of the participation rate increases, and their after-tax wages increase dramatically during prosperous times, which is very clearly linked to the highest tax rate.
All right, so the incentive effect. All right, if you raise taxes,
really big,
wouldn't that cause higher inflation? I'm just asking for your purposes of the book. Higher taxes equals higher inflation?
Well,
question mark?
A question mark, of course it would, Larry. By reducing the supply of goods and services, if you have less goods and services and the same amount of money, you're going to get higher inflation. And, you know, one of the things that was so good with Reagan is when we brought the inflation down, we did it by tight money and Paul Volcker, but also by expanding the output, employment, and production to Ronald Reagan. From January 1st, 1983 to June 30th, 1984, U.S. real GDP grew by 12%, 8% per annum, Larry. That's Chinese growth rates. And no wonder the inflation rate under Reagan just dropped like a stone. And interest rates came down with it.
So if everybody wants to cut inflation now, I assume people do, one way to do it, I know there's a big emphasis on federal spending and rescinding all these federal spending increases, but we shouldn't forget lower tax rates would also help cut inflation. Is that fair?
It's totally correct. And also, just the simplest one is on oil, on natural gas, on resources there that Biden did all those taxes, those regulations. If we just cut those, we could increase the production of oil probably 2-3 million barrels a day.
You know, his original budget, not his original, I just said that in my opening riff, in his 2023 budget last March, it's not, it's just last March, he had 11 taxes on oil and gas companies. So it's exactly the reverse. So one way, let's deregulate again, but let's cut the tax burdens, and you'd get more production, and that too would contribute to lower inflation. I'm just trying to say, I don't want people to forget how important taxes are to the economy and to lower inflation, Art. That's the point I'm trying to make.
That's so true. When Reagan did it with the decontrol of oil, getting rid of the wellhead price controls, getting rid of the excess profits tax, all those other energy ones, Larry, the price of oil dropped from $32 a barrel to $8 a barrel. That led to a very sharp drop in inflation.
All right. Art Laffer, you're terrific. The name of the book, Taxes Have Consequences. I'm still waiting for my copy, by the way. Here I am, a poor, impoverished
I'm
anchor.
going to deliver
I'm
it
still
in
waiting for
hand,
my book.
silk box.
Thank you, Art.